So welcome. My name is Holly. I run a website called The Social Vert at thesocialvert.com, which is where you're hanging out right now watching this website. And today I'm going to talk to you a bit about boosting a post from the newsfeed. Because recently Facebook has gotten really aggressive with their, I don't know, I call them taunts, to get you to basically boost the post from your newsfeed, right? So they have little notifications and little pop-ups that are saying, oh, this post is performing 90% better than one of your regular posts. You should boost it. And or in your notifications, people with pages like yours have boosted a post like this, and it's performed, 90% better. You should boost it. I'm here to tell you that that's just one channel of funds that Facebook is going to grab. That's money grab. It kind of works. Like it's like beginning entry level kind of work. It's not a long game strategy, and there's so much more that you could do when you're boosting a post. And I'm going to teach you how today. So again, I'm Holly. I'm home today with two sick children and a dog that I don't know. I don't think she's ever going to be full in the last week. I swear she has a tapeworm or something. She's constantly crying outside of wherever I am, asking to be fed. So we'll see how this goes. Bear with me and we'll get started. So I've been coaching entrepreneurs for the past 5 years on how to start their businesses. And through those 5 years, I've taken a lot of course upgrades, and I've found a love for social media, particularly a love of Facebook. And lately, as Facebook implemented some really heavy duty algorithm changes in September, there has been a lot of frustrated businesses online, and they have one more algorithm that they're going to be introducing. I can't quite remember the date, but I believe it's January. That is going to really change the playing field for businesses. Facebook, like Mark Zuckerberg, felt that the whole corporate feel of Facebook had lost its vision of its mission statement, which is to build a community, very loosely based here, build a community through this network of sharing and friend building and whatever. You get what I'm trying to say. And what's been happening is, there's so much clickbait, there's so many trolls, there's so much hacking, there's so much negativity going on with Facebook that they decided to implement some major changes. These changes had always been on their radar. They have a 10-year plan, and they're right smack in the middle. And the back end of that 10-year plan is very much artificial intelligence related, which isn't aliens coming down to Earth, but it's predicting. So understanding the needs of their clients and offering that to them before they know they even need it, right? So you've probably noticed there's a lot more of that kind of stuff going on. But ultimately, what they're about to do is to split your newsfeed into two separate feeds. One newsfeed will be friends and family. You may see that they are beta testing a lot of clients. When you post something, particularly for mobile, they'll ask you if you want to create a group of people that can see this. So is it friends and family? Is it everybody? Is it something else, right? And so you're subdividing who sees what you're putting out there, and then really customizing and tailoring the user experience on Facebook. However, the flip side of that is that they will be removing pages, so business pages, from the typical average person's newsfeed, unless you pay to play. So Facebook is almost officially 100% a pay-to-play environment for a business, and by extension, Instagram as well. They do own Instagram. They also, you also would have seen the end of their first 5 years of their 10-year plan was to um, upgrade the messenger experience. So the messenger experience for businesses can be fully automated, and some businesses are using it to its fullest ability and having great success. Others are terrified of it. I would say think of messenger as like the automated messenger or the Facebook bots that can kind of send things out to your people more as another form of direct email, so direct marketing. However, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're talking about the boost post. So the boost post also went through a bit of an algorithm change, and there was a list of approximately 15 or so posts that will no longer be able to boost. And what they're really trying to do there is combat the clickbaiting. The posts where you, as a user, you're scrolling through your newsfeed and you see something, oh, that's interesting, and you click on it, and it's something completely different, and it's trying to sell you like a skin cream that will turn back time. Yeah. So the boost post has undergone a renovation, if you want to call it that. However, um, you're going to see it like go crazy. So what they that that Facebook taunting, to get you to boost that post in order to be seen in news feeds is going to be like first point of entry for anybody. However, there was another algorithm change that they made in September, and it was merging their ads manager um, with or sorry, making one major ads manager. So merging the two ads platforms into one. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So I have bored you enough with the reasons behind why or Facebook is doing what they're doing. I'm going to do a couple quick shuffles, and I'm going to screen share something, and we are going to dive in. I figured it out. So hopefully you are able to see what it is I'm seeing, because while I did that, I totally closed down my thingamabobber. But I'm going to plow on as if you guys can see me. So here we are. I'm going to get to my Facebook page, the social vert. And there we go. So you're in your page, you've posted something, you're super excited, and here you go. You see this little boost post button, and Facebook has kind of been notifying you with pop-ups saying you should boost this post. Okay. So I'm going to move on. So the boost post here, and actually before I move on, I was just going to go, there's nobody. Okay. If anybody's in here and they want to chat and say, please keep going and stop talking because you're driving us insane. Please feel free to do so. So I'm going to click this boost post so you can see kind of what happens. Typically, it's going to ask you a few very basic questions. By the way, there are no options to change anything in any way, shape, or form in either of the things I'm going to show you today. But this is it. Basically, it's your post as it stands, and then you have some options over here. So objectives is what do you want to happen, and who are you going to target? So it's pretty basic. There's not a lot of ability to change things in here or to really get through targeting. So here's what I'm going to want you to do. I'm going to want you to go up. Now I'm a business manager, so things look a little different for me. So just got to get out of that account. I'm going to want you to go up and click this arrow here and head down to manage adverts. If you don't have manage adverts, it just says create adverts, click that too, that's fine. But we're going to manage adverts. And for me, I have to go into business manager. This is a step you won't have to take, but things will look a little different in here. But what I really want you to do is everybody will have this kind of, they call it the hamburger up here. And so I want you to click on that, and I want you to go down to all tools. And I want you to find the Power Editor. So for today's purposes, we're blowing through everything else that's in here. I have a much more extensive course that will run through every single thing in here that you can do. But basically, Facebook's advertising platform is one of my favorite places to be in the world when you want to market your business and your people are on Facebook. So prior to doing this, you will need to have your pixel installed on your website. If you have a website, this is the pixel here. It's pretty simple, whether you have a WordPress website, a Squarespace, a Wix, or whatever, or if you have a developer, it's even more simple. You just ask them to do it. And you can find instructions for that. Like I might even have a workshop on that, but it's not too challenging. And Facebook does guide you through it pretty nicely. So for today, we're going to go under Create and Manage, and we're going to click Power Editor. In we go. You can see a bunch of the stuff that I've been running recently. But what I want you to click in here is Create Campaign. And so this is what you're going to see. I want you to ignore this part here, and I always use guided creation. So let's click guided creation. Now, campaign objectives. Objectives are basically, what do you want to happen after somebody sees this ad? And again, today we're just talking about one of these objectives, but there's quite a few and a bit of a process behind some of them and fairly simple behind others. So this is where people often get mixed up in Facebook or find their results are fairly poor, is when they choose the wrong objective. So again, in that full-on course, I have a full explanation, or I will have, sorry, when it launches in a little bit, a full-on explanation of each of these objectives and why you would choose them and how much each of them costs. But today we're going to go under engagement. It is the objective. So you can run an engagement ad for $5 a day and get a pretty decent return on that investment. And I will show you what I mean by that when we get there. So for boosting posts, you're going to go into the Power Editor, or sorry, into the Ads Manager with this little arrow here. And you're going to click the hamburger, click all tools, go into the Power Editor, and then you're going to click create campaign, create new campaign, sorry. Then when you get through, you're going to click engagement. And then we have to name it. So I'm going to name it Boost Post Webinar Test. Name it whatever you want. It does matter because you need it to be easily identifiable in a giant list once you do start to advertise more. And then I'm going to just copy, paste it up in here as well. So ad set name, Boost Post Webinar Test. And this is basically what I got. So for our purposes today, we are creating a new audience. And then I'm going to talk about the custom audiences, which is one of the biggest benefits to boosting your post inside the Power Editor. But for me today, we're going to start here. So in the location, you have some choices. Everyone in this location, so everyone in wherever you tell it to, and you can get specific down to city. I've even done the county, towns, big cities, or countries, provinces, what have you. I usually do country for this, and say if you're a local business, you can put the business name in there, and it will give you a radius, you know, as far as 10 kilometers out, 40 kilometers out. It's pretty handy that way. Or you just want people who live in this location, so residents there, or people recently in this location, which is great for a tourist town. You want to retarget tourists to bring them back, or they visited your establishment, or people traveling in this location. So it's great for a place that is also a tourist town, or typically a place Even a city, a large city like New York City. So people, but they want to, their business really caters to people that are in town for travel purposes or business purposes or pleasure. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you get the picture. Today, I'm going to choose everyone. And for me, for the purposes of this post, I usually choose into the United States, sometimes depending on what I am talking about. I'll do the UK and Australia and New Zealand. So basically English speaking countries. And that's that. Now in age, people like to leave this one as wide as possible. I would implore you not to, based on the fact that what you know about your audience to be true, and that is, how old are they approximately? I know my audience is typically between 25, I'll do 55, but sometimes 45. I know that they are mostly female. You don't want to waste your money sending this ad to people who are not going to click on it. So do your due diligence and figure out who your clients are and then enter that in here. So if your clients are, my clients do speak English, put that in there. And then the detailed targeting is a fun place. What I often see people doing is piling in a ton of stuff. That's for something called split testing. So my suggestion is to always only put one kind of thing in the detailed targeting. It's encouraging you to put more, but often when they have similar, if they have similar fan bases, they'll cancel each other out. So Facebook is like an auction style. So you're trying to get a typical, in front of as many people, yes, but you don't want, like, for example, I'm going to type in Amy Porterfield. Amy Porterfield is an influencer in social and course creation and of webinar social media field, marketing field. You can see when I put in Amy, she has 576 people in her fan base. So people that express an interest in her or like Amy's page. And so what it's now going to do is take my post and put it in front of her people. If I put in Amy Porterfield and Marie Forleo, who have pretty much the same people coming to the table, they cancel each other out. It's going to actually be to my detriment. So I'm just going to put in Amy Porterfield, but what I can do is split test it. So I can duplicate this entire campaign. And in the one slot here, I would come back and change that to Marie Forleo, because I've targeted women. So I wouldn't do someone like Gary Vaynerchuk, who is also influential, but very much towards men. Or I could take those two out and put in entrepreneurship. And I would encourage you to split test every single time you advertise. And then whichever one performs better in the first few hours, or if you want to give it 24 hours, take it and turn the other one off. I'll quickly touch on that, but that could be about all I have time for. So we're going to stick with Amy. You can put whatever you want in there that makes sense for your business. I'm just going to quickly whip in here. I don't have any questions. If you have any questions, please let me know. So then we're going to go into placements. I never do automatic placements, even though they recommend it. I edit the placements because I want to have what I'm doing here, basically my objective with all of these types of posts is to save and warm up an audience for retargeting later on. So I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But what I want to do is when I retarget, so when I go back in and advertise to the people that had an interest in what it was I was advertising, I put that ad in a different location so that it catches their eye, but it's also like, oh, hey, I kind of remember that, right? So I'm going to leave in the Instagram. There's not a lot there. And here, and I don't have a messenger. You can't put it in a messenger app, an engagement post, but and things that Facebook will always, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. But what you're doing is really targeting. You are going to put this in front of the people that matter to you. So ignore Facebook. I'm going to find all I ever do for engagement ads. And hopefully we're still there. Okay. And everything else I leave alone. So you can see over here, it's pretty targeted. It's saying I get 30 to 190 engagements a day, and engagements can be many things. They can be a like of the post, they can be a comment, they can be a 3-second view. So they sit there for 1, 2, 3, done. That's an engagement. Don't be discouraged by these small numbers, but your potential reach is obviously great. And the more money you throw at it, the more that's going to go up, but you'll see it's fairly effective as it is. So we're going to hit continue. And I'm going to tell it, since I have a bunch of accounts, I'm going to tell it that I want it to head to my Facebook page, The Social Vert. And then it's going to look for all of the posts that I've had. So sometimes it takes a minute to catch up. Oops, sorry. It automatically flies to the last one, which is the one I'm going to do anyway, but all right, we're actually good. Sorry, I keep clicking that. Here we go. Select a page post. So it's using, sorry, there we go. I've got my Instagram. It's going to send that to my Instagram as well. And then you select the post on the page that you want to boost. So I've done these before. Oh, I'm going to choose this one. No, I'm not, because that one has a lot of text. Actually, that one might have too much text too. More than 20% text in the picture area, Facebook gets angry. So I got to find something here that doesn't have a lot of text in it. This one's good, even though it doesn't have much to say. So again, you can't change anything about the post. What I would do is go back into your actual page and add stuff in if you want it to say something different up here. And so then that's basically it. You've chosen the post. You're going to send it to an Instagram page if you have one as well, or if you don't worry about it. You can, it's the call to action here. So the call to action is this little button here. It's saying send a message. So if somebody does see that post and they want to get in touch with me, it's asking to send a message. There's not a lot of choices here. Can change it to learn more. And if I wanted to, I could put my website in here. So when it learns more, it heads to my website where I'd have I could have actually put that URL as to my contact page. Do whatever you want there. Send them wherever you want. So it's basically a little funnel. Everything we always do are funnels, right? So here's this post. What do you want to happen next? What are you encouraging them to do? What are you funneling them towards? So we can do that, or you can take it out if you really want to. I would suggest, if you don't have a link to where you want them to go inside of the text here, to go back to your post and link it up. Like, tell me where you're headed next. Comment below. So you're basically giving them a call to action, funneling comment below, and tell me what's up for you next, or click this link to get a free roadmap for your business. I don't know, like something. Put it in there. So there's more. This is a pretty lame ad, but it's, I don't know why I chose it. I did. Let me find something that works better. Actually, here's this one. And you can click through here. So this one has all the same things. And I can add a button, and I'm going to just click send message for time purposes. You can also click through on the side here to see kind of what it looks like. Here's the desktop version. See here how I have the link up here as well as a call to action down here that will be linked up to my website. Um, just just as a pro tip on the side, word to the wise, videos perform better no matter what it is you're doing, and that's inclusive of the advertising inside the Power Editor. 3 seconds or more. This is a little 3-second clip I got from a company called Crello. It's free. It just performs better. Hands down, Facebook likes video. The end. Okay, so but that's just not to say having a static picture in there isn't going to do anything. As long as you have a really strong, come on, move up, a strong headline, a strong lead-in, lots of capitalization on words that are catchy. And down here, I designed the post to really fit in with what I know works on advertising. But these are all things where you can come in the split test and change all of this and see what works. You'll know. You will seriously know. So that's pretty much it. We've got the pixel. If you don't, you have to go back and do that. It probably won't. And so then it's going to tell me that, oh, and there's a lot of text in your thing. It's not going to perform so well. So Facebook pushes things without text in it. Facebook has its own mysterious algorithm. Generally, a good rule of thumb is that the less text, the better when you're advertising. You want everything to work as well as it can. I could request a review. I've already run this as an ad, so I know that it works fine. And that would be it. Then I'm going to hit the confirm. And Facebook is thinking and saying, yeah, okay, it's good enough. We're going to review it. And so then I'm going to head over here and it's pending review. And when it's approved, it'll say active in the delivery. And see here, I had an ad. This one's pretty small. How about this one? Here that I did an engagement ad, just like this, which I use to warm up my market. It's 2 cents per click. You want your engagement ads to be costing you less than 50 cents a click. A total of one day, I spent $6.76 on this ad. I got 341 engagements. Almost, 5% of people engaged with it. It was a little 3-second video. And what it did for me and what I want all of these to do for you, I'm just going to turn this off, is create an audience. So this is the last part of the lesson. I want you now to go up to the Power Editor hamburger, click all tools if it doesn't already come, and then I want you to head over to audiences. And yes, I will leave this page. So what we're going to do now is grab the audience from that post and save it. So you're going to save who engages with it, who interacts with it, and then you can retarget that audience. So remember that one I just showed you that was cost me about 2 cents a click and had 300 and some odd engagements. So what I did was create an audience from that. So I'm going to click create audience, custom audience. And for these engagement posts, what you want to do is click engagement. And so it's going to grab people. Again, this has to be done with the pixel on your website. You can tell it where you want to find these people. For me, it's video. And I usually always click people who viewed at least 3 seconds of your video. And then, okay, so, oops, I gotta give it a good page here. Let's see. Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna do a different. So I have another company called Mortimer's Travels. That's that one that I just showed you. So here it comes and it shows you all of the video content that you have on there. And it tells you how many times people have seen it. These are pretty low, but these are the two that I engaged, so boosted, whatever you want to call it. So I have a total of well over 500 views. So I'm going to select that. Actually, I usually always just select everything because you never know when these things are going to get viewed, and those people are going to start. It's now once you tell it to start to look, whoops, look for these. It's never going to stop collecting data on these videos. So then I'm confirming, yes, those are the pages I want. And I'm going to say go back a year, and then I'm going to tell it Mortimer's Travels video views 3 seconds testing, because I've already done this before. And then you're going to click create audience. And we're done. It's the same audience here. So what you see is it's taking some time. It's going to take a time to populate. Sometimes it comes back, the audience is too small. And sometimes it comes back, the audience is just fine, and you're good to go. So I'm going to just turn this one off because it is the same. And then lastly, I'll tell you what it is you're going to do with those. So remember when you went in and you created this post and you targeted people in Canada and the US and all over the place? I'm going to actually just quickly go in and show you because it's easier to show you than to tell you. We'll just pretend we've gone back in. Okay, so here we are. We're coming in, and we're going to split test it. So I'm going to I would have duplicated this and then done this here. And then instead of putting anything underneath here, I'm going to close all of this off. Make sure that says all. Give this a nice big broad, whoopsie, broad range of people there. This is, when you come in, this is all blank. I'm just getting it to the blank spot. There we go. So instead of putting anything down in here, whoops, I'll take her out. You're going to add the custom audience. So here are all of my saved audiences. So I'm going to find that one that was the 3-second view, and ta-da! Now it's sending that information to the ad campaign, to the algorithm, and all 500 of those people that it found who interacted with or engaged with my post are now going to be retargeted or targeted to in this. It's generally a retarget because they've already seen it once. You can use this moving forward in all sorts of ads. And basically, these are your warm-ish market. The more they see your stuff, the more Facebook's going to collect their data. And I usually move the ads around for these saved audiences. So I'll put them in the right hand or in the video you might also like, or I'll just move them around. So because this statistics show that it takes 7 touches for someone to buy. And each time they see you on Facebook, people get more and more intrigued with what it is you're doing. And finally, they click. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm not guilty, but I do it. I'm sure you do it too. So that's the whole theory behind it. And this is the power of the Power Editor. It's all about the retargeting, and it's all about saving those audiences for advertising. And you can do it like next day. Like within 1 week, you can do what's called a warm 1, 2, 3. So start with, I do a warm and a cold. So cold is filling in the location, filling in their age and male, female, and their likes and dislikes or what have you. And then sending it out to the universe. And a warm is sending it out to a market like this. And then the next post would be gated. So that, whatever that is, it's like, hey, here's some free information. Here's a great blog, blah, blah, blah. And then the next one would be gated. It's a little more customized. Hey, it's a retarget. So it's only to the people that picked up what I was putting down the first time. And then it's gated. So I'm going to get their news, their email from my newsletter. Then at the same time, I'm newslettering them and I'm targeting them on Facebook. So that's a double touch. Then the 3 is the one, like it's like a 1, 2, 3 punch. So the 3 is the thing that um, where I earn the most money, the biggest conversion. And then that's a conversion ad. So, and it's a lot more complicated, but basically you're tracking where they head and where they go and when they buy. And then if they don't buy, Facebook can send an ad to them again, right? And so it takes much more thought behind it to set it up. But that's the theory behind engaging inside the Power Editor as opposed to boosting a post inside the newsfeed. So that is the end. I'm going to stop screen sharing. And I'm back. And I hope that didn't like you. I hope you got a little bit of something out of that. Goodness gracious, where am I? There I am. So please let me know if you have any questions. You can find me at The Social Vert on Facebook. You can find me at thesocialvert@gmail.com, info@thesocialvert.com. I'm all over the place, and I'm super excited to let you know that the doors are open for my Power Editor course. So it goes from A to B. Everything I just did is like, that's one lesson. And there's multiple lessons on all of those things: traffic ads, conversion ads, funnels, what to post, when to post it, why videos are algorithm friendly, all of these things that will help you move into that pay to play environment. If you're interested right now, it's on pre-sale. I think the button is down below on this page. You can enroll. If you want more information, feel free to ask me. I'm going to be talking a bit more about it throughout this week. And I have a really, really fun specialized course just for romance writers, which is almost the same, but very different. Those two things do not go together. A lot of the marketing and the Facebook strategies and the Instagram strategies and the Snapchat strategies are the same, but mostly the Facebook strategies. But I'm also talking about Amazon, iBooks, how to upload, when to advertise, when not to advertise, how to create a funnel, how to get people in your in your newsletter, how to direct market to them, how to choose a cover, how to choose a blurb, all that stuff. So that's another course. It starts in a couple weeks, and it's on pre-sale as well. You should be able to find it if you click through the enroll here now in the Social Vert Academy, if you kind of toggle around. But if you want more information on that, the information on it should be appearing later today in my on my Facebook page and in and around town. So thanks for joining me on my very first webinar, and it's not my very first webinar with the Social Vert. I have recorded it. There will be a replay link coming out later today or tomorrow. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm always here to help. So